What the is going on?
I like to party.
Jesus, honey, wax much?
This is Unwaxed
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
with Sophia and Sistine Stallone.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the
Unwaxed podcast
with your favorite sisters, Sophia
and Sistine.
We are on definitely different wavelengths today, energy-wise. I actually was saying to myself when I was walking around the city, I just got a haircut, so also a little blowout. I swear, made my mood 10 times better, and I just kept thinking like how happy I am today. I'm just like happy.
Are you doing that on purpose because you know I'm in a lot of pain right now?
No, I'm really not
Just
intentionally.
rubbing it in my face?
I genuinely was just strolling around the city, and I was thinking in my head, God, what a nice day. Like, how?
Oh, shut up. Give me a break, Sophia. It's sweaty. It's hotter than the devil's ass crack outside.
Oh, gee, Sistina, you can't say that.
Why not? Says who?
It says me. You're not allowed to say that.
Okay.
No, but I just also, I don't know. I sometimes, when I'm in this good of a mood, I sometimes think to myself, can I just bottle this up and remember this feeling of just being really happy? Because I feel like a lot of the times I start this podcast, I'm either anxious about something or something's not right or I'm not happy. But I'm just just really good mood today. And I'm like, thank God. Yes, it's so hot. And I've been having the worst back sweat of my entire life. I literally just stood outside for 10 minutes and I was sweating. Like just standing, not moving. But I think it was the blowout.
Well, the blowout looks great.
Thank you.
I am extremely hungover right now.
Yeah, you're struggling.
Actually, I went into a bodega before this episode. I got a ginger ale, pretzels, and I bought sriracha.
I mean, for
This
a
is
family of 15.
Liquid. First of all, she upcharged me because these are rare today. Do you understand how hard it is to find the OG sriracha?
Is it really?
She charged me $25. It's criminal.
You bought? Are you kidding me?
Why is everyone looking at me like that's crazy?
That is kind of, but it's okay.
It's a lot of money for a bottle of sriracha, even if it's
Wait, hold on. It only says $18.99. Why'd you charge me $25?
Because taxes, sis.
Maybe if it was a bottle of Ciroc, that would like make a little.
That would make more sense.
Well, I think it's worth it. I put it on everything.
She actually does put it on everything. I know people are probably freaking out, but we all have our little luxuries in life that we're going to spend on. And that, for me, it's self-care. I will always do that.
Listen.
Do you want to explain why you're struggling?
I feel like I used to be able to drink well.
Yeah.
Like, I'd consider myself an amateur drinker. Like, almost at the heavyweights of drinking. Like, I was good.
Okay.
I only had 4 cocktails. Actually, that's kind of a lot for a first date.
4 is a lot.
For a first date, that was too many. And
But you guys went to 2 different places, so it's not
my fault.
It's not your fault. You're just a girl.
I'm literally, that's what I've been saying. No one's listening to me.
You're literally just a girl. You're just a girl.
I know. Listen, but I needed the first cocktail because it was a warm up.
Yeah.
And you don't even feel it. And then the second one
is like the real stuff.
You start to get confident. And then the third one, you share stories that maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one, you're possibly making bad decisions.
You're possibly making bad decisions.
No regrets. You listen, I feel horrible today, but I had a great night last night.
I'm happy for you.
It was good.
So you did, by the way, she's also in a good mood. So clearly it was a good night. You had a positive thing. But you know what I thought about? Because I was thinking about you and I was walking around, strolling around the city in my happy mood. I got really sad.
Why?
Because by the time this episode comes out, Sistine and I have been away from each other for probably like 2 weeks.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And
no.
I got actually upset. I was thinking, because I was walking around the city and I thought to myself, God, I cannot wait to go home on a Friday night with Sistine, order some Chinese chicken salad, watch our reality reunions,
my favorite.
And do nothing the rest of the time, sitting on TikTok, sending each other stuff and laughing from across the room.
It's the little things.
And then I thought, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do that with her for a long time because I go out of town, or she goes out of town first to visit mom and dad while he's on set. And then I leave the day she comes back for a wedding. And so pretty much it's just like we're ships passing in the night and I'm not going to be with you for a long time.
You know, that's actually really nice to hear from you.
Thank you.
Because I always think that I annoy you. And that, but my
you
presence,
definitely annoy me.
No, but my presence in the apartment bothers you.
Really?
Because I'm needy and I'm annoying.
A little bit.
Like last night
bit.
when I was getting ready to go on this date, I insisted that Sophia just sat in my bathroom with me just to keep me company while I'm getting ready.
Yeah, but that's
And I knew you were
girlhood.
annoyed.
But that's girlhood. Like, you think about it though, because I don't know if, like, we're not going to be able to do that forever. Like,
Shut up.
I know, it's getting me sad now. But, you know, it's just, maybe if anyone's going to take any advice, take in those like little moments that you get to have. I mean, with my sister, like, we're not going to always get to just me watching you get ready for a date and then us talking about reality TV, ordering Chinese food. Like, that's going to be a memory soon, which is crazy. It's not even going to be forever. I actually feel like,
You're making my hangover so much worse.
you know
right
what I feel like? And this is, I feel like people have this thought. I really never think I'm going to grow up.
Oh my God, it's so weird
feel
you
like I'm
just
gonna
said that.
like this
Wait, listen, that's
forever.
actually insane. I just had lunch with this new girlfriend of mine. Go Sistine.
Another one.
Another one. We're building my roster. And it was such a good lunch. She was so nice. We really were gelling. And we literally got into the idea that for some reason, we think that we're going to be 25 forever.
I
Like, you look
swear.
at an adult, you look at an old person
Yeah.
with a walker, and you say, that's never going to be me.
No,
like that,
never.
That's impossible. I'm
No,
never going to age.
I genuinely envision myself having my third kid looking still like this.
Yes.
I envision watching my kid graduate college still looking like
Yes.
this. I'm like, I'm gonna be the MILF, clearly, because but that's not the case. I'm gonna have crow's feet, like
Well,
wrinkly
babe,
skin.
We're going to get Botox. That
No,
won't
girl, we're
happen
gonna
to
be
us.
fine. But it's just the thought of you looking 50 years older just cannot register in my, and the thought of us not doing this, like, I really feel like we're doing
Oh
this
my
forever.
God, we probably will.
Which is kind of sad that we're like not wanting to
You know what this podcast, what I want it to be? Like a time capsule, right? because
Yeah,
you guys are
right.
always up to date every single week with what's been going on in our life for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
So I want it to be, oh my God, we became official. And then we have the engagement episode. And then we have the wedding prep. Like, I want everyone to be
I
along
know
for the ride,
100%.
although it's
Wait,
probably
what
going to take
was-
years.
What was the
Um,
conversation at lunch that you were just saying about?
Well, we were saying that as we feel like we're going to be stuck in this position in our life forever, it's also really weird that we're already halfway through this year. And I feel like it just started.
I
And
know.
I feel regretful because I think I just effed around the first 6 months and accidentally.
Wait, why is this
lost
year
track of time.
flying by?
But is that an old thing? Like, as we get older, we understand.
No, because I've had months, like last year took forever. 2023 was a snail race.
That was probably my worst year.
I hated last year. I didn't hate last year. I think there was a lot of fun memories, a lot of lessons. I think it was a lot of lessons last year. But I feel like we're enjoying this year so much. Like, really, we're having a great time that it's zooming. The fact that you're turning 26 soon, it's just baffling. I'm like, I'm not growing up. Like, mom and dad, they're never gonna grow up. Like, we're gonna be all together forever
No,
and ever
they're
and
never
ever.
going to die.
No,
That's not allowed.
I'm not allowing
That's
it.
actually not allowed.
You can't do that.
No.
I didn't allow this, and that's just not gonna happen.
Wait.
If I say no, it's not gonna happen.
What did you write down? Sibling birthing order?
Oh, yeah. So I think since we're talking about family, I feel like this is a really fun thing to talk about because a video came up the other day on my phone, and it was this scientist, doctor, whatever it was, and he was speaking about how where you are placed in your birth order translates how you're going to behave as an adult.
Okay.
How if you're the youngest, you're going to be a certain way. If you're the middle, certain way,
I
and
believe
vice versa.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk about, because there's 3 of us. We're the oldest, middle, youngest. I'm the oldest. Sistine's the middle, and we have a baby sister named Scarlet. I kind of wanted to talk about the differences between an oldest sibling, a middle sibling, and a youngest sibling, and if this resonates with you. And I also wrote down only children. So if you're an only child, you can also see what you're
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really fuck with only children.
really.
They don't know how to share.
They're.
I've dated a few only child people, and
and actually, where you are placed in your sibling order actually can predict who you're going to date in the sense
oh
of
my
where
God,
they
tell
are.
me. Tell me. I want to know.
Okay, so I'll start with oldest, me. if you're the oldest sibling, because we were the guinea pigs, they grew up with strict rules and overdramatic reactions to everything because parents wanted to parent you.
You're so dramatic.
Exactly. So because parents were very much on you as a oldest sibling because you're the first, everything was all about regulations and rules. So you end up becoming the most reliable because you're always going to help out around the house. You end up being the rule maker and the rule follower. I'm very much someone that is by the book on things. Like I want, and also we are perfectionists. We hate being wrong. We always want to be right. We're cautious.
Yeah.
We're always trying to make sure that nothing bad happens. Bossy. And we're very much go-getters. So those, if you're an oldest sibling, that's normally the traits that you acquire when you're an adult.
You are so bossy.
I am very bossy.
All right, what am I?
As a middle sibling, they not only have the parents to deal with, but they also have their sibling. So they have to also learn how to adapt. So they've become very
So I'm a chameleon.
adaptable and nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
They're also great negotiators as adults.
That's true.
And because they're the middle sibling, they're always fighting for attention. So they end up being very charismatic and funny.
Wait.
And you are. You are very
Finally,
funny.
you know, I've been waiting for you to say I'm funny one time.
Sistine, I have always said you were funny.
No, but you said I'm funny too.
I am
too.
funny.
Let me be the funny one.
Well, okay, you can take a certain type of funny.
Thank
I
you.
get another type of funny. And you guys are very creative with it.
Okay.
Okay. So if you are the youngest sibling, they have it the easiest because parents have already parented the oldest and the middle. So they know that honestly, if the sky is falling, it's not that big of a deal. They're not going to overbear on you. And they kind of have the most lenient type of upbringing.
There's no rules.
There's no rules. So they become very charismatic as well, but also mischievous. They become very dependent on others. Youngest children, because they have parents and siblings, they're always trying to ask, like, can you do this for me? Can you help me with this? They almost don't really have a great, not sense of direction, but they don't need to worry about having to do it themselves.
Worry for
and
them.
it's funny because Scarlet definitely is someone that has to rely on us to help her out.
For everything.
But she's very unique and bubbly and crazy. I also wanted to bring up only children. And because similar to the oldest sibling, they take on a similar parenting because they grew up without also the competition of siblings. So they were raised with a bunch of rules, but then they also didn't have to worry about getting their attention taken away. So they tend to be less competitive and more independent, very mature, confident, and sensitive. I think so. I have some only child friends, and they're
a bit quirky.
They're quirky, but they've also had to be clever because they had to learn how to be social with everyone around them. Because with siblings, you know, it's easy to have this communication with your sibling and, you know, learn from just even that. You also had to learn how to share and you know, it's almost harder as an only child because you don't get that luxury of having it with someone that's your family member. You have to do it with someone that's you know, random. You know, so I thought that was really interesting. But I was reading somewhere that because I'm the oldest sibling, I tend to normally date middle children.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because of my personality. Because my personality, I can't date an oldest sibling because we're too bossy and too similar, basically. So when I date someone that's a middle sibling, they understand because, like, this is the reason why we get along is because I'm the oldest. We have our strengths, you know? And so when you end up dating usually either for you specifically.
Hold on. So you're telling me I'm your type?
Okay. No.
What?
Sistine, ew, no.
Why can't you say yes?
Stop saying I'm your you're not my type. I'm
Just
trying
say you're attracted to
no,
me.
Sistine, stop. It's weird.
How is that weird?
Sistine, it's weird. Stop.
Okay, but if you were a dude.
No.
Why?
No, because
so
that'd be your
mean.
brother, you weirdo. So you, as a middle child, would only usually date either the youngest or the oldest. So you usually date opposite from where your ranking is. So if you looking back at the people you've dated, they were probably either only children or they were younger.
True.
Or older. They never have ever been the middle child.
That's so weird. Speak of the younger child, our
little
Tasmanian devil sister just arrived. Scarlet, you want to pop in and say hi? Come here. Everyone, Scarlet Stallone to the studio! Hey!
Where am I looking? Hey, everyone.
Louie, you want to come say hi? We got Scarlett's boyfriend in the studio! Louie! Come here, Louie! Get in here! Get in here! Wow, all these
Get on
surprise
that
guests,
side.
you guys.
Bro, you guys have got great lighting.
we make sure.
really, he knows.
All right. Louie, welcome to the podcast.
Wait, I have a question. So, just for the listeners, Scarlet came in here. Actually, they've both been here for how many weeks so far?
3.
3 weeks, and then
3
she's been here
weeks.
for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
No,
They're
we
both 3 weeks?
Yeah, we've been
Okay.
living together for like 2 weeks.
That's
now.
what I was gonna ask. How is living together?
Be
Be honest. Be
Okay, I'm gonna be
honest.
I'm gonna be completely honest. You never really get to know someone until you live with them. I think that consistently. I mean, you wake up together, you eat, sleep, breathe each other's air
Oh my.
consistently.
Sensual.
It's
Let's put it this way.
Okay.
She's packed her bags twice. I'm
Scarlet!
saying like one t-shirt, the whole fucking closet.
By the way, this is so not surprising to me.
This
that
is
she
why
did this.
we,
Like,
Louie, you're
I
gonna
like
come
to
on our show.
I like to make it interesting. Okay.
get out of here.
Get out of here, you two. Thanks for coming on, Louie and Scarlet. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh my God. You know what that just made me
Oof.
feel? I enjoy my singleness so much.
Honestly, same.
I mean, I really do appreciate their love. It's sweet, it's
I-
innocent, it's young.
I always say this to my friends and I did long distance one time for a year. And then once I got here, I realized when I was with the person 24/7, we were not compatible. But you really don't know someone until you're genuinely in the same place, under
Girl.
the same roof for a consistent period of time. Like, you only get the best versions of each other when it's just a weekend basis or something. But you kind of have to go through like how do you really look? Sistine actually yesterday looked at me on the couch. She goes, "The fact I have a date tonight."
No, I will correct you. Do you want to know what she said to me? I was, let me just breathe for a second. I did a full 24-hour transformation for this date because I enjoy fooling the masses.
Yes.
That involved exfoliating, shaving, full body tan for 8 hours, doing my eyebrows, trimming my split ends,
Yeah.
like
Nails.
doing everything to be the best version of myself. Not a realistic version, just the best
Just
version.
the best.
So it's a few hours worth of date. I am so jittery and anxious and excited that I literally couldn't do anything else but just sit on the couch and stare at Sophia. I'd just taken a shower. I put my
Yeah.
hair up in a bun. And she looks at me and she goes, don't you think you should probably get in the shower? And I said, I just washed my hair. And she goes, oh, bitch.
I literally said,
So
"Oh."
that fucking
No,
hurt.
I said, "Oh, I thought the wetness was oil." And I said, "Sorry."
A real kicker right there.
I know, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, I have a fun creative project I'm doing. I'm changing my bedroom up.
Any reason why?
Honestly, yes. It's because someone's coming into town and I need to make my bedroom look nice.
You were with the kindest words that could possibly be twisted with this. You were the
Oh.
laziest person
I really am so
I've
lazy
ever
with
met.
this. Well,
But it's funny how it takes one thing like a boy seeing your room for you to actually get motivated to change
no,
it.
can I actually also just totally admit that I'm so lazy with this? I've procrastinated. This is how bad I am about my bedroom, you guys. We
Mm.
moved into this apartment in
March.
March.
Yep.
I put up drapes last week for the first time. Like, I had no drapes. I was
She was going nips out to the
I
neighbors.
was free balling, like
Free balling.
open window. I literally think I have let people for free just watch me sleep for the last 2 months.
What, do they need to pay for free? But you're like the real life woman in the window.
It's weird.
And you stalk on the internet, you can stalk in
It's
life
like
now.
voyeurism, but I'm just letting everyone just like watch me do whatever I want. But like clearly I wasn't trying to like change in front of the window. But that's how lazy I am about changing my room. And it was so ugly. And Sistine can attest, my bedroom was ugly.
Well, you don't have great taste.
I don't have great taste, but I also didn't put anything up. I had no photos. I didn't have any side tables. I didn't have any curtains. I barely had a bookshelf and I had all my books laid on the ground. It was so bad. And I was saying to my mom, I'm like, Mom, my room is so ugly for Sistine's. And she said, because you're so lazy in decorating, just do it. So I finally found a reason to do it. And now a man, finally. And I'm so happy with how it's going. But can I just say, and if you're like this, just please relate to me. I'm so design challenge. Like I don't have the creative mind. Like I could never be
Your
an
room
interior
looks like
decorator.
a college dorm.
No, now
A
it's
freshman
better.
year college
It
dorm.
used to look like a college dorm, but not
No,
decorate.
now.
No, it doesn't. It looks good. Can you said it looked good. You said it looked cozy.
It does look cozy.
Is that an insult? Like a cozy?
No,
is
you
an-
haven't put any tchotchkes in there yet. So
Yeah,
it's like a little
I have-
bare.
I'm just got my shelves in. I'm doing some floating shelves. It just feels so nice.
Well,
being
can
in
I
there.
also shout you out? The fact that you built everything on your own
Yeah.
is really impressive
you.
because we didn't share this on the podcast. Sophia hired a TaskRabbit. Just so happened that TaskRabbit
Oh, I should tell
comes
this
into our
story.
apartment. Do you want to say it?
Oh, yes. Can I just say this story?
This
This is insane.
This is New York.
This is kind of creepy. So I was supposed to have my curtains up the week prior. So I had like another week of curtains just hanging on the ground. So I told Steve, I'm like, I clearly can't hang curtains and like put the bar up. So I'm gonna hire a TaskRabbit, right? So I literally choose the first guy on the list that had the most ratings, most reputable.
He was
like an
handsome.
elite TaskRabbit, and I didn't know how old he was, but
Well.
I was like, okay, he's set to come today. Perfect. I'm like, he's gonna come in the afternoon. I open the door and he kind of gives me a look. And I'm like, well, that's weird. And then I go, hello, let's just like come to my room, which come to my bedroom. And as he's kind of organized, I kind of tell him what I want. And he goes, do you remember me?
Creepy.
And I go, no. I'm like, who are you? And he goes, I was on the bike like a year ago and I stopped you. And I go, wait a minute. My brain starts going, do-do-do-do-do-do. Last year, I was walking near Washington Square Park and this guy kind of skirts up on his bike and he's kind of catcalling me a little bit, being like, hey, can I get your number? I'm like, no, I don't know you. And I keep walking and he's like, are you sure? I'm like, pretty sure. And then I kind of throw out my Instagram to kind of let him go because I'm like, I don't really need. That was him in my apartment.
That's foul.
And I went on my Instagram and he had been DMing me throughout it.
So you had to send him home.
And so I basically he said that my curtains looked ugly. He's like, I don't know if I should do them. I'm like, yeah, totally don't do them. Get out, go. I felt so uncomfortable.
Well, that's kind of inappropriate too.
It's weird. And things, look, he's a nice guy. He ended up helping me, like, he sent me some recommendations through Instagram of like other shelving. He's not a bad person, but it just threw me off my rocker. So that just shows you how small New York is. Like, you literally, the one guy last year that tried to pick you up at Washington Square Park ends up being your TaskRabbit trying to hang your curtains. You just never
You
know.
know. You sound like Martha from Baby Reindeer. Hang my curtains. Every time you said
Sistine,
that.
it's so gross.
Wait, I actually have something funny I want to share with you.
Oh.
Okay, do you remember last episode when we talked about how everyone's saying they want a sexy rat boyfriend and rodent men are attractive?
Yes,
So I thought we were done with these silly headlines.
we are done.
I thought I grew up, I matured, I evolved until this morning.
Oh,
and I
no.
stumbled across another one. GQ put out this article with the title, Why Men Can't Stop Wearing Slutty Short Shorts.
What?
Got a chuckle in the back. Why men can't stop wearing slutty short shorts.
Like, how short? There's a shortness
So let me tell you.
that's not acceptable.
This is what they said. In gyms, on the beaches, in streets, in bars, clubs, and in razor-sharp thirst traps, short shorts have prevailed. And then it's saying, like, people, Paul Mescal started the trend. He's wearing a pair of white Irish football shorts, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he does look kind of good. I'm not
But
gonna
what's short? Like, how short
lie.
is
like
short?
mini, like mini
Like,
little
like,
shorts.
like what I would wear? Like booty shorts? Like men are wearing like.
Sophia, they're not wearing spandex up your butt crack.
No, but I'm asking like what type of short is it? Is it
Look it up. GQ slutty short shorts.
Jesus? Oh, they're short.
I wish I was kidding.
Oh, I didn't realize that's a trend. Oh my.
Yeah, buddy. Show me that upper thigh.
I don't know.
You know why I like
I
the
don't
short
know.
shorts? Because I can see their farmer's tan. And
wanna
that
see-
one means it is too short if I can see your farmer's tan. But two, you know.
I don't
kinda
know
like a
how
try
I
before you
feel.
buy
Look,
situation.
I'm not judging. If y'all are out there rocking them booty shorts, go at it. Godspeed. But I don't know if I would look at a guy and be like, you look really hot in shorts that are shorter than mine. I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling this trend anymore.
I don't know. I mean, like, I kind of like it.
If Harry Styles was walking around in those type of shorts, I feel like it depends on the guy. It has to be your vibe.
You know what?
Like
you know
Paul
what?
Mescal doing it, I actually
Because
vibe with that.
he gives rugby body, rugby player.
Oh,
That's why I like it on
Is
him.
it? That's pretty gnarly.
Do we have any listener questions?
We have a lot. So we're going to answer some listener questions.
Do you want to hear a crazy fact while we're waiting? Okay, I read this the other day. Did you know that your organs are constantly moving, but our brain chooses to ignore that sensation because it wants us to not feel discomfort? And get this, when a woman is pregnant, right, and like her belly gets big and then the baby comes out and all the organs are all mushed all over the place, you can actually feel them going back into their place. You can feel your organs going. How weird is that?
That was
it's like
our-
we're an alien.
That was like our intermission. So one girl wrote, "Hi ladies, I love you mothers so much. I don't know if you'll read this, but I just listened to your latest episode, The Hot Rodent Men." And the listener question that you read out, I was in a relationship for almost 8 years and wasn't happy for about 6. Echoing what Sistine said about her B-day, I no longer enjoy mine because he's ruined so many of them. Going off of your listener question, I think you guys give the best, most honest advice for women for putting themselves first. I didn't for a long time, and I thought myself a terrible person, but you guys have validated so many of my feelings that I never came to terms with, and I just wanted to say thank you. So I'm finding it really difficult to reintegrate back into dating world because since the long-term relationship, especially within the year and a half, he got a new girlfriend and proposed to her on my birthday.
Oh.
I've been on a few dates, but I find them so incredibly off-putting, and I'm instantly turned off by any guy that wants to date me, and I don't know why. It's been 2 years since we broke up, but I can't even see myself being comfortable enough to be in a relationship, situationship, or literally anything. Any advice would be helped.
Okay, the first thing I want to say is I think you are so badly trying to force a relationship to mimic the feeling that you had in your last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't get the best guy that's for you if you're not giving the best version of yourself. It sounds like to me what I would do is take time to heal. I think you have a lot of open wounds. I think him proposing so quickly after meeting this new girl, especially on your birthday, which is so fucked up, dude. Okay, at least wait for the next day. Very wrong. It's not right.
Yeah.
So I think that you need to take some time to be alone. And I think the best thing I did for myself after the breakup was not try to date, not try to do anything. I truly just needed to be comfortable being uncomfortable being alone.
So I want to start off by saying the first message in the first part, you're so sweet and I love you so much. And I really, 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 really am happy that you're taking our advice and that you feel comfortable and you called us mothers. I loved that. You're so amazing. And so what she's also saying that I think you kind of forgot is that she's been single for 2 years. She has been alone for 2 years. She just hasn't felt comfortable being in something for the last 2 years. And anytime she goes, it's just making her off-putting. And I guess to kind of write off what Sistine said, you do have to relearn who you are because I think that you're looking at your ex and you're going, what if a lot? And so I think the problem isn't that these dates are putting you off and you're finding icks within the relationship. I think you're still holding on to that last relationship. And because now you've officially, quote, lost him, you're finding it really difficult to move on because you keep giving yourself a hard time. It's almost like you're not allowing yourself to move on because you're punishing yourself for ending something. And you're like, oh my gosh, he found this new girl. Now he's engaged. And you're subconsciously not allowing yourself the break that he's giving himself.
And to be quite honest, it sounds like this could have been the best thing that happened to you. Because if someone that you thought was going to be the one and you saw endgame with is able to move on so quickly and didn't see the value in you, and I think that's just a blessing that you dodged that bullet because it sounds like you're a very smart girl. You know exactly what you want. You know who you are, so you deserve to be seen in that regard.
Yeah.
And I think this goes back to the let them theory. Like if he wants to move on and marry a girl he just met on your birthday, let them.
Right.
But I think the last thing that you should be doing is let it control your life any further because it's already been 2 years that you've been torturing yourself over this situation and you don't deserve that. Like, why does he get to move on and like fall in love again and you're not allowing yourself to? I think you need to break down that invisible wall and just release. Figure out how to release.
Also, you were with him for 8 years and you weren't happy for 6 of them.
Girl, you're so much
don't-
better than that.
And that's the thing. Don't stay in a relationship just
Mm-mm.
because it's comfortable and it's tolerable. That's not the point of a relationship, especially since you're so young.
No.
You want to be in a relationship where you feel fulfilled, you feel inspired, you feel secure, that you
Yeah.
feel like, oh my gosh, if I pivot into this direction, he's not going to leave me. I feel like I can push his buttons and he won't try to go away either.
Mhm.
Like you want someone that truly inspires you, and you want the comfortability and the
Yeah.
stability truly, but you want to also feel happy.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing. I always say you should of course love your partner, but you're not always going to like them. You should always love your partner. It's okay not to like them. You're, in the sense, like, I feel like with this last relationship, you liked him, but I think the love was lost there. Because if you weren't happy for the last 6, there's clearly something that was missing. And I
Mhm.
think for you right now, find that thing that's missing. What is that thing that you didn't get in your last relationship that would sustain you in the next one? And learn to grow on your own, like Sistine said, put down that invisible wall. And look, if he can find someone that's truly meant for him, which clearly this girl was probably meant for him, you have no idea the world of possibility that you're going to meet your man in.
Yeah, you're stopping yourself.
Yeah, we're forcing you.
Yeah.
Unwaxed prescription.
And you
Go
know what
out
I'm going to
there.
do? I'm going to follow up with the DM.
Yeah.
And if you don't do anything, you didn't take any necessary steps to be a better woman, I'm coming for you. But I love you.
She's serious. She's hungover and angry.
Yeah. And I'm hangry.
Hangry.
Do you have another one?
We have one more. First, I have to say, I love you guys. Tune in every week, and listening to you guys brightens my day.
Period.
Woo! Listening to you guys makes me talk like I feel like I'm talking to my big sisters.
Aw.
With that being said, I need some big sister advice.
Mm.
I'm currently in school for radiology, and I'm taking summer courses as well. Everyone in my family is in the medical field, so the pressure is on.
Slay.
They want me to take this job at the hospital, but my heart's not into that sort of job, nor is it what I want to go for school for.
Mm-mm.
My big issue is being able to say no to things like this. I'm such a people pleaser and a pushover that saying no gives me anxiety. If you have any advice on how to help and grow with being able to say no and not get walked over, it'd be greatly appreciated.
First of all, she sounds so cool.
You're kind of
So badass.
super sick.
So
yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Dang.
By the way, that's enough to make me confident. I'm in
Oh my
medical school, gonna work at a
God.
hospital. I'd be like, I'm the
Girl, I'm a college dropout. That is impressive. So first of all, you should own that. And you should remember who you are. Like the fact that you're going to medical school and your family's in this business and you have that kind of brain, that's really cool. I think in terms of the getting walked over, getting pushed around, not being able to say no, there's no way, there's no tool. You just have to practice doing it.
I think you have to believe in yourself so much that saying no is the only thing you have to want to say. Because I feel
Yeah.
like we've gotten to this point, like Sistine and I wouldn't say we're pushovers in a way. We're pretty defiant in our decisions and what we want in life. But I do believe that it took us a while to figure out our voice and go, this is actually what we want and we're not going to stand for anything else.
Yeah.
You know, and I think truly it is so hard to say no to family, especially family. And I feel like especially with family that is in the same field as you guys,
Yep.
I think it's going to be difficult to not, heed their advice and be like, but they know they're my parents and I don't want to disappoint them.
Here's the thing. They are guiding you in the direction that they think is best fit for you, but only you know what works for you.
Mhm.
And if saying no hurts their feelings, then clearly they don't really have your best interest at heart because you have the best idea of the direction you want to head in. This is a really bad example, very low scale to what you're probably going through. But I started practicing saying no on dates, okay? Because I was so uncomfortable. I would go on these dates. They say, oh, you want to stay longer? You want to have a drink? And I felt I wanted to go home. I didn't like it, but I said, yes, I'll stay longer. And I was pissed off. I practiced saying no. And now I don't really care.
But I think in general, with people pleasing and saying no gives you anxiety. I heard this quote, and I always say this now. It's kind of my favorite quote because I used to have that big problem, and I'm someone that does not like when people don't like me. It drives me nuts. And I always say to people that have a hard time, I say, you're going to be the villain in someone's story. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you're not always going to people please everybody. All your decisions in life cannot be tailored around everyone else's.
But I don't want it to sound like her saying no,
No, but
for
I'm
something
sa-
that she likes makes her a bad guy.
No, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're not going to appease everybody. And villain is very loosely translated. I'm not saying you're going to be evil I'm not saying that you're being selfish and rude. I'm saying that you're not always going to be the person that everyone's going to assume is going to be. How do I even say this? Like you're just not going to make everyone
Look,
happy.
Everyone,
Like, you're not.
Everyone is looking out for themselves, and you need to look out for yourself.
Exactly. So you got it. And that's what the villain does in the story. They look out for themselves. I'm not saying you're a villain. I always say I'm a villain for the story.
No,
I'm not
you're
a villain.
not a villain. You're an unwaxer.
And you're a
and
doctor.
we say no. You're a doctor.
You're a
You're a
doctor.
doctor unwaxed.
Yeah.
And by the way, doctors say no. That's pretty.
By the way, saying you're a doctor should be already enough. Like, you know, I know what it's best for me. I'm a doctor.
Like I went to school for this. I'm a doctor.
Actually, I don't want the matcha. I want the iced tea. I'm a doctor. I know what I want. I would literally use that for everything.
dude,
I'd use that for everything. I'd say I'm a doctor all the time.
doctor
Oh.
of what? You'd be a gynecologist, you weirdo. All right, I think that's our episode.
Every time.
I think that's our episode.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you want to find us, please go on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us that 5-star. Please DM us. We always will answer it at the end of every episode. And we love you guys. We love these comments, and you guys are the best. And
Happy
yeah.
Tuesday. Love everyone. Bye.
Oh, God.